Commander Jake Morrison stood before the massive window of Earth Space Command. The blue planet hung in the void below him. 6 months had passed since the war ended. 6 months since humanity beat the Krellian Empire. But Jake felt no joy. The victory had cost too much. 2 billion humans dead. Entire cities turned to glass. And now he knew the truth. Humans had helped the enemy. Jake turned from the window and walked to his desk. The room was simple. Gray walls. A single desk. 3 chairs. No decorations. He picked up the data pad and read the report again. His jaw tightened with each word. The door opened. Lieutenant Amy Chen entered carrying a box of files. She was young, maybe 25, with short black hair and sharp eyes. Her uniform was perfect, as always. "Sir, I have the rest of the files from the Krellian battleship," she said. She set the box on his desk. "You need to see this." Jake opened the first file. Photos appeared on the screen. Human faces, names, dates, payment records. His stomach turned. These were not just any humans. They were admirals, generals, politicians, people who were supposed to protect Earth. "How many?" Jake asked. 217 confirmed so far, Amy said. "But we think there are more." "Much more." Jake slammed his fist on the desk. The sound echoed in the small room. Amy did not flinch. She had seen his anger before. "They sold us out," Jake said. "They gave the Krellians our defense codes, our fleet positions, everything." "Yes, sir," Amy said. "The Krellians paid them in technology. Weapons. Some were promised positions in the new government after Earth fell." Jake stood and paced the room. His boots clicked on the metal floor. Each step helped him think. The war was over, but the real fight was just beginning. They had to find these traitors. All of them. The door opened again. Captain Marcus Hayes entered. He was older than Jake, maybe 50, with gray hair and a scar across his left cheek. The scar was new. "A gift from the Krellians during the Battle of Mars, Morrison," Hayes said. His voice was rough like gravel. "I heard you found something." Jake handed him the data pad. Hayes read in silence. His face grew darker with each page. When he finished, he set the pad down carefully. Too carefully. Jake knew that look. Hayes was fighting to control his rage. "My wife died at New Sydney," Hayes said quietly. "My daughter too. The Krellians knew exactly where to hit the shelters. Now I know why." "I'm sorry, Marcus," Jake said. "Don't be sorry," Hayes said. "Help me find these bastards!" The door opened once more. Dr. Lisa Park entered. She was small, with brown hair pulled back in a ponytail. Her white lab coat looked out of place among the uniforms. She carried a tablet covered in alien symbols. "Commander Morrison," she said, "I finished translating the Krellian files. You were right. The conspiracy goes deeper than we thought." She connected her tablet to the room's main screen. A map appeared showing human space. Red dots marked locations across dozens of systems. "Each dot is a confirmed traitor location," Lisa said. "They're not hiding. They're organized. They call themselves the Covenant." "The Covenant?" Amy asked. "They believe humanity should have surrendered," Lisa explained. "They think the Krellians would have been kind masters. They see the war as a mistake." Jake studied the map. The dots were everywhere: Earth, Mars, the colonies, even the military stations. The infection had spread through all of human space. "We need to move fast," Jake said, "before they know we're coming." "I agree," a new voice said from the doorway. Everyone turned. Admiral Sandra Price stood in the entrance. She was the highest-ranking officer left alive after the war. Her presence meant this meeting was now official. "At ease," Price said before anyone could salute. She entered and sealed the door behind her. "What I'm about to tell you does not leave this room." She paused, making eye contact with each person. "Earth's government has authorized a new division. The Traitor Elimination Division. TED for short. You 4 are the founding members. Your mission is simple. Find every human who helped the Krellians. Bring them to justice. What are our limits?" Jake asked. "You have none," Price said. "Full authority across human space. Any resources you need. Any methods you deem necessary." Jake felt the weight of her words. Unlimited authority was dangerous, but these were dangerous times. "Your first target is here," Price said. She touched the screen. One red dot grew larger. "Former Admiral Carl Winters. He's hiding in the asteroid mining colony on Vesta 7. Jake knew the name. Winters had commanded the Third Fleet. His ships were supposed to defend Earth's moon. Instead, they had powered down their weapons at the crucial moment. Thousands died because of that betrayal. What do we know about his current activities? Amy asked. He's selling weapons, Price said. Human military tech to anyone who pays, pirates, smugglers, even other alien races. He has to be stopped. When do we leave? Hayes asked. Tonight, Price said. A ship is being prepared. The Huntsman, small, fast, and armed. Perfect for your needs. She turned to leave, then stopped. One more thing, she said. Trust no one outside this room. We don't know how deep this conspiracy goes. Anyone could be a traitor, anyone. She left. The room fell silent. Jake looked at his new team. Amy Chen, brilliant and loyal. Marcus Hayes, driven by loss and rage. Lisa Park, whose knowledge of alien culture would be vital. They were few, but they were enough to start. All right, Jake said. Let's get to work. Amy, I need everything we have on Vesta 7. Current population, security, layout, everything. On it, Amy said. She began typing on her pad. Marcus, check our weapons and equipment. We're going in quiet, but we need to be ready for anything. Understood, Hayes said. He headed for the door. Lisa, study everything about Winters. His past, his contacts. His habits. I want to know him better than he knows himself. I'll start immediately, Lisa said. As his team scattered to their tasks, Jake returned to the window. Earth still hung in the void. Beautiful, wounded, but alive. The war had ended, but the hunt was just beginning. He thought about the traitors out there, living free while good people lay dead. His hands clenched into fists. They would pay, every last one of them. The stars watched in silence as Jake made his promise. The traitors could run. They could hide. But humanity would find them. The war was just the beginning. Now they would hunt the traitors across the galaxy. Jake turned from the window. There was work to do. In 6 hours, they would board the Huntsman. In 12 hours, they would reach Vesta 7, and then the real war would begin. The hunt was on. The Huntsman dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Vesta 7 system. Jake stood on the bridge watching the asteroid colony grow larger on the screen. The mining station was built into a massive rock, spinning slowly in the void. Lights dotted its surface like stars. Take us in slow, Jake told the pilot. We're just another ore hauler looking for work. The pilot nodded. He was young but skilled. Admiral Price had given them her best people. The ship moved forward at merchant speed, no rush. No suspicion Amy worked at her station. Data flowed across her screens. I have the colony layout, she said. Population 12,000, mostly miners and their families. But there's a section near the core that's restricted. High security. Expensive apartments. That's where Winters will be. Security? Jake asked. Private forces, Amy said. Not colony security. These are mercenaries. Well-armed, well-paid. Winters isn't taking chances. Marcus checked his rifle for the 10th time. The action soothed him. Good, he said. I'd be disappointed if this was too easy. Lisa looked up from her research. I found something interesting about Winters. Before the war, he had a daughter. She died in a Krellian raid. But here's the thing. That raid happened 2 years before he turned traitor. So, Marcus asked, so why would a man who lost his daughter to the Krellians help them? Lisa asked. It doesn't make sense. Money, Jake said. Money makes people do terrible things. Maybe, Lisa said. But she didn't look convinced. The Huntsman docked at the colony's outer ring. Jake's team dressed as ore traders. Rough clothes. Dirty faces. Weapons hidden under loose jackets. They looked the part. The docking bay was busy. Ships loaded and unloaded. Workers shouted orders. Perfect cover for 4 more traders looking for work. They passed through security without trouble. The guards were bored. They had seen 1,000 traders this week. The colony's main corridor was a metal tube carved through rock. Shops and bars lined the walls. The air smelled of metal and sweat. Miners walked past, faces tired from long shifts. Children played in side passages. It looked normal. Peaceful even this way, Amy said. She led them deeper into the colony. The corridors grew narrower, the lights dimmer. They were entering the old sections. The first parts carved from the asteroid. They stopped at a bar called the Deep Shaft. The sign flickered. Music pounded from inside. Amy had picked this place for a reason. It was where information flowed as freely as the alcohol. Jake entered first. The bar was dark and crowded. Miners drank and gambled. No one looked up. Perfect. They found a corner table and ordered drinks. Local beer. Terrible taste, but it helped them blend in. Listen and learn, Jake told his team. We need information before we move. They drank slowly and listened. Miners complained about quotas. Traders argued about prices. Normal talk. Then Jake heard something useful. Yeah, the boss is throwing another party tonight, a drunk miner said. Up in the core. Those fancy apartments. Heard he's got real earth wine this time. The boss? His friend asked. You know, the Admiral, Winters, guy owns half this rock now. Jake and Amy exchanged looks. A party meant security would be busy. It was an opportunity. They stayed another hour. More information came in pieces. Winters lived in the core's penthouse. He had 50 guards on rotation. He dealt weapons every few days. Ships came and went at odd hours. And something else. Something strange. He's got one of them, a miner whispered. A Krellian. Lives right up there with him. You're drunk, his friend said. I saw it. Green skin, 4 arms. Walked right past me last week. Jake felt his anger rise. A human traitor living with the enemy. It was worse than he thought. They left the bar as the station's night cycle began. The corridors grew quieter. Most workers were home or drunk. Perfect time to move. We go in during the party, Jake said. Security will be watching the guests, not the service areas. Amy, can you get us a route? Amy's fingers flew over her pad. Yes, there's a maintenance shaft that runs from the worker levels to the core. It's a tight fit, but we can make it. Good. Marcus, what about extraction? Marcus smiled. It was not a nice smile. I planted charges in the docking bay. If things go bad, we blow our way out. They moved through the colony like shadows. Amy guided them past security cameras. Lisa used her scanner to detect motion sensors. They were ghosts in the machine. The maintenance shaft was as tight as Amy warned. They crawled through darkness. The metal walls pressed close. Jake heard Marcus breathing hard behind him. The big man did not like small spaces. After an hour of crawling, they reached the core. Amy checked her scanner. 2 guards outside Winter's apartment. Another 4 in the main corridor. The party is on the level below. Most of the security is there. Jake considered their options. 6 guards were manageable, but they needed to be quiet. Any alarm would bring all 50 guards running. Lisa, do you have those Krellian sleep drugs? Jake asked. Lisa patted her bag. Enough to drop a dozen men, but we need to get close. Leave that to me, a new voice said. Everyone spun, weapons raised. A woman stood in the shadows. She wore black leather and carried 2 pistols. Her smile was sharp as a knife. Easy, she said. I'm on your side. Name's Elena Vasquez. I've been hunting Winters too. Why? Jake demanded. His gun stayed aimed at her head. He owes me money, Elena said. A lot of money. And I always collect my debts. Jake didn't lower his weapon. How did you find us? And please, 4 strangers asking questions about Winters? You might as well have announced yourselves. Lucky for you, I want him alive too, for now. Jake had to make a choice. Trust the stranger or risk the mission. He looked at his team. Amy shrugged. Marcus scowled. Lisa studied the woman with curious eyes. Fine, Jake said. He lowered his gun. But you follow my lead. Whatever you say, Commander Morrison, Elena said. Jake froze. She knew his name. His real name, Elena laughed. Relax, I do my homework. Now, do you want Winters or not? They had no choice. Time was running out. Jake nodded. Elena led them through passages Jake hadn't seen on any map. She knew this place better than the people who built it. Soon they were outside Winter's apartment. 2 guards stood at the door. They looked bored. The party noise from below covered any sound. Elena pulled a small device from her pocket. She pressed a button. Both guards dropped. No sound. No struggle. Neural disruptor, she said. Krellian tech. Ironic, right? They entered the apartment. It was massive. Real wood furniture. Art from Earth. A window showed the stars. And there, sitting at a desk, was Admiral Carl Winters. He looked older than his photos. His hair was white. His face lined with stress. He wore an expensive suit. A glass of wine sat beside him. He didn't look up when they entered. I wondered when you'd come, Winters said. His voice was tired. Though I expected more of you. Admiral Carl Winters, Jake said. You're under arrest for treason against humanity. Winters laughed. It was a broken sound. Treason? Is that what they're calling it? He stood slowly. That's when Jake saw it. Winters' left arm was not human. It was green, 4-fingered, Krellian technology grafted to human flesh. You let them experiment on you, Marcus growled. His rifle aimed at Winter's head. Let them? Winters touched his alien arm. Boy, you have no idea what really happened. What's still happening? Start talking, Jake ordered. Winters poured another glass of wine. His hands shook slightly. The war never ended. You just don't know who the real enemy is. Before Jake could respond, alarms screamed through the colony. Red lights flashed. A voice echoed from speakers. Security breach in the core. All units respond. Lethal force authorized? Elena swore. That's not possible. I disabled their sensors. Winters smiled sadly. You think you're hunting traitors, but you're just pawns. They're coming now. All of them. You've walked into their trap. The door exploded inward. Guards poured through. Not colony security. These wore black armor, military grade. Jake recognized the equipment. Earth Special Forces gear, down, Jake shouted. Gunfire erupted. The apartment became a war zone. Jake dove behind the heavy wooden desk as bullets shredded the air where he had stood. The expensive furniture proved its worth, stopping the armor-piercing rounds. Amy rolled to his left, already returning fire with precise shots. Marcus flipped a metal table for cover while Lisa dragged the stunned Winters behind a couch. Elena moved like water. She flowed between bullets, her twin pistols barking death. 3 guards dropped before they knew what hit them. But more kept coming. Too many. We need an exit, Jake shouted over the gunfire. Working on it. Amy pulled a shaped charge from her pack. She slapped it against the apartment's back wall. Fire in the hole. The explosion shook the entire level. A hole appeared in the wall, revealing a maintenance corridor beyond. Jake grabbed Winters by his collar. Move. Everyone move. They ran through the smoking hole. The corridor was narrow and dark. Emergency lights cast red shadows on the walls. Behind them, boots thundered on metal floors. The guards were following. This way. Elena led them through a maze of passages. She knew every turn, every hidden door, but Jake could hear pursuit getting closer. These weren't regular guards. They moved like soldiers, trained killers. They burst into a large storage bay. Crates towered to the ceiling. Mining equipment sat silent in the darkness. Marcus spun and sprayed covering fire down the corridor they had left. The pursuers ducked back. We can't keep running, Marcus said. He slammed a fresh magazine into his rifle. They know this place. They'll box us in. Jake's mind raced. Marcus was right. They needed a new plan. He looked at Winters. The old admiral seemed almost amused by their situation. You find this funny? Jake demanded. I find it predictable, Winters said. You think you're heroes hunting traitors, but you're walking blind into something bigger than you can imagine. Then enlighten us, Jake said. He pressed his pistol against Winters' temple. Fast. Winters' smile faded. The Covenant has people everywhere. Not just military, government, intelligence, media, even your precious Earth Space Command. How do you think they knew you were coming? Jake felt cold. Someone had betrayed their mission. Someone with access to their plans. The list of people who knew was short. Too short, you're lying, Amy said, but doubt crept into her voice. Am I? Winters asked. Tell me, Lieutenant Chen, did Admiral Price seem surprised when you found those files? Or did she already know exactly what you would find? Before Amy could answer, the lights went out. Total darkness swallowed the storage bay. Jake heard movement. Metal scraping. Footsteps spreading out. The hunters were moving in. Night vision, Jake ordered. He pulled down his goggles. The world turned green. He saw shapes moving between the crates. At least 20 guards. They moved in perfect formation. These were definitely special forces. A voice echoed through the bay. Amplified. Commanding. Commander Morrison, this is Commander Derek Shaw. Earth Special Forces. Stand down. Surrender the terrorist and you can walk away. Jake knew that name. Shaw was a war hero. He had led the assault on the Krellian mothership. What was he doing here? Winters is a traitor, Jake shouted back. He sold out humanity. Did he? Shaw's voice carried amusement. Or did he try to save it? You don't know the whole story, Morrison. Put down your weapons. Let's talk like civilized men. Jake looked at his team. They were outnumbered 4-1, surrounded, low on ammunition, but something felt wrong. Why negotiate? Why not just attack? Lisa whispered urgently. Jake, I'm picking up strange readings. Energy signatures. They're not all human. Jake's blood ran cold. He looked closer at the approaching figures. Some moved wrong. Too fluid, too fast. Then he saw it. 4 arms holding a rifle. Krellian soldiers mixed with the humans. You're working with them. Jake couldn't hide his disgust. Working together, Shaw corrected. The war's over, Morrison. Time to move forward. Time to evolve. The Covenant offers humanity a future among the stars. All we need to do is accept our place. As slaves, Marcus growled. As partners, Shaw said. The Krellians have so much to teach us. Technology, medicine, immortality itself. All they ask in return is cooperation. Jake had heard enough. These weren't just traitors. They were true believers. Fanatics who thought surrender was salvation. There would be no reasoning with them. He made a series of hand signals to his team. Amy nodded. She understood. Marcus grinned. He liked this plan. Lisa looked terrified but ready. Elena just smiled. You want to talk, Shaw? Jake called out. Fine, we're coming out. No shooting. Smart choice, Shaw said. Weapons on the ground. Hands where we can see them. Jake stood slowly. His team followed. They dropped their rifles and raised their hands. The guards moved in, confident in their victory. That confidence would cost them. When the first guard got within arm's reach, Jake struck. His knife found the gap between helmet and armor. The man dropped. Amy's hidden blade took another guard in the kidney. Marcus simply grabbed one and snapped his neck with those massive hands. Chaos erupted. The neat formation scattered. Guards fired wildly, hitting their own people in the crossfire. Jake rolled and grabbed a fallen rifle. He put 3 rounds into a Krellian soldier. Green blood sprayed the crates. Elena danced through the battle. She had produced more weapons from somewhere. A guard lost his head, another his throat. She was an artist of death. But they were still outnumbered. More guards poured into the bay. Jake saw Shaw himself enter. The commander wore advanced armor. Krellian modifications glowed on the surface. He moved too fast. Too strong. Kira, now! Lisa shouted into her communicator. Jake had no idea who Kira was. Then the ceiling exploded. A figure in full combat armor dropped through the hole. She landed on a guard, crushing him. Her rifle spoke thunder. Guards fell like wheat. About time you called, the newcomer said. She pulled off her helmet. Asian features, hard eyes, a scar across her forehead. I've been watching these bastards for 2 years. Nice to finally drop the act. You're the inside agent, Jake realized. You're with us. Intelligence Division, Kira confirmed. She gunned down 2 more guards. Deep cover in the Covenant. And let me tell you, it's worse than you think, Shaw roared in rage. He charged them with inhuman speed. Jake barely got his rifle up before Shaw hit him. They crashed through crates. Wood splintered. Jake felt ribs crack. Shaw's augmented strength was incredible. He lifted Jake one-handed. You have no idea what you're fighting against. The Covenant is just the beginning. There are powers in this galaxy that make the Krellians look like children. Jake spat blood in Shaw's face. Then we'll fight them too. He triggered the grenade he had pulled from Shaw's own belt. Shaw's eyes widened. He threw Jake away and dove for cover. The explosion sent guards flying. Smoke filled the air. Fall back, Jake ordered. His team retreated to Kira's position. She had brought friends. More soldiers in unmarked armor dropped through the ceiling. The tide turned. Shaw's forces retreated under withering fire. We need to go, Kira said. I've got a ship waiting. Unless you want to explain this to colony security. Jake looked for Winters. The Admiral sat against a wall. Blood soaked his expensive suit. A stray bullet had found him. Lisa knelt beside him trying to stop the bleeding. No use, Winters coughed. Krellian modifications. Toxic to human blood when damaged. I'm dying. Jake knelt beside him. Tell us what you know. Help us stop them. Winters laughed. It came out as bloody bubbles. Stop them? You can't stop what's already in motion. The weapons platforms. Hidden around every human colony. When they activate, when? Jake demanded. Where are the controls? Europa Station, Winters whispered. Senator Patricia Cole. She has the keys. But you're too late. The awakening comes in 7 days. His Krellian arm twitched. Neural implants in his skull began to glow. Jake recognized the pattern. Self-destruct sequence. Everyone back. Jake shouted. They ran. Behind them, Winter's body exploded in white fire. Krellian technology consuming itself. Nothing remained but ash and melted metal. Alarms wailed throughout the colony. Security forces were mobilizing. Real colony guards this time. Confused, scared, ready to shoot anyone. This way, Kira led them through service tunnels. Her people had mapped every route. They reached the docking bay in minutes. A sleek assault ship waited. Not the huntsman. Something faster. Deadlier. As they boarded, Jake looked back at Vesta 7. Fires burned in the core. Bodies littered the corridors. Their first hunt had turned into a massacre. But they had learned the truth. The Covenant was real, and it was planning something terrible. Europa Station, Jake told the pilot. Maximum speed. The ship leaped into space. Stars streaked past. Behind them, Vesta 7 shrank to nothing. Jake gathered his team in the briefing room. They looked battered, bloodied, but alive. 7 days, Jake said. We have 7 days to stop whatever the Covenant is planning. Kira, tell us everything you know. Kira activated a holographic display. Data flowed across the air. Names, places, plans. The web of deception spread before them. It was vast, complex, terrifying. The Covenant isn't just traitors, Kira began. It's a new government, a shadow state. They believe humanity needs to be controlled, guided, and they're willing to use Krellian weapons to do it. Jake studied the data. One name stood out, Senator Patricia Cole. She had survived the war as a voice for peace, a hero to many. Now Jake knew the truth. She was the spider at the web's heart. The hunt had revealed a nightmare, but Jake felt no despair, only determination. They would stop the Covenant. They would save humanity. Eve, Europa Station floated above Jupiter's frozen moon like a steel flower. Its petals were docking arms that reached into space. Ships came and went at all hours, the perfect place to hide a conspiracy. Jake studied the station through the viewport as their ship approached. 20,000 people live there, Kira said. She pulled up a holographic map. But the Covenant controls the inner ring. That's where Cole keeps her offices. Security is tight. Energy shields. Automated turrets. Guard posts every 50 meters? Can we go in quiet? Amy asked. Not this time, Kira said. They know we're coming. Shaw survived Vesta 7, he would have warned them. Jake turned from the viewport. His team looked tired. The fight at Vesta 7 had taken its toll. But they had no time to rest. 6 days remained until the weapons platforms activated. 6 days to save humanity. Then we go in loud, Jake decided. Hit them before they're ready. Elena, can your contacts help? Elena had been quiet since they left Vesta 7. Now she smiled. I know people on the station. Smugglers who hate the Covenant as much as we do. They control the outer docks. We can stage from there. Good. Marcus, what do we need? Marcus had been making a list. Heavy weapons. Breaching charges. Armor that can stop Krellian pulse rifles. And backup. Lots of backup. I can provide that, Kira said. I have 20 operators on the station. They've been undercover, waiting for my signal. Good people. Loyal to Earth, not the Covenant. Jake felt hope. They had a chance. Slim, but real. All right. We dock at Elena's smuggler port. Gather our forces. Then we hit Cole's offices hard and fast. Questions? Lisa raised her hand. What about the weapons platforms? Even if we get Cole, someone else might activate them. One problem at a time, Jake said. But Lisa was right. They needed more information. Kira, what do you know about these platforms? Kira's face darkened. Not much. They're Krellian design, but modified, hidden in asteroid fields around our colonies. When activated, they can destroy a planet's defenses in minutes. The Covenant plans to use them to force Earth's surrender. Surrender to who? Amy asked. The Krellians lost the war. That's what worries me, Kira said. The Covenant keeps talking about new allies. Powers from beyond our space. I think the Krellians were just the beginning. The ship docked at a rundown port on Europa Station's outer ring. The area smelled of rust and engine oil. Perfect cover. Elena led them through narrow corridors to a hidden bar. Inside, hard men and women drank harder liquor. They looked up as the team entered. Hands moved to weapons. Easy, Elena said. She made a sign with her fingers. The crowd relaxed. These are the ones I told you about. The hunters. A large man stood from a corner table. He had more scars than skin. His left eye was cybernetic. It whirred as it focused on Jake. So you're the one causing all the trouble, the man said. Name's Tank. Elena says you need supplies and bodies. We need to stop the Covenant, Jake said. They're planning something that will enslave humanity. Tank laughed. Humanity's already enslaved. By corporations. By governments. What's one more, Master? This is different, Jake insisted. They have alien weapons pointed at our worlds. In 6 days they'll use them. Tank's laughter died. He looked at Elena. She nodded. The big smuggler sighed. Fine, we'll help, but not for free. The Covenant has been strangling our trade routes. Bad for business. You remove them, we'll provide what you need. Deal, Jake said. The next hours blurred together. Weapons arrived in unmarked crates. Military-grade armor appeared. Kira's operators checked in one by one. Soon they had a small army, 40 fighters ready to strike at the heart of the Covenant. Jake gathered the leaders in Tank's back room. The plan took shape on a holographic display. 3 teams, multiple entry points. Coordinated strikes. Team 1 hits the main entrance, Jake explained. Draw their attention. Make them think it's a frontal assault. Team 2 comes through the maintenance shafts. Team 3 takes the emergency exits. We box them in. What about Cole? Marcus asked. She'll be in her secure office, Kira said. Top floor. Blast doors. Armed guards. Getting to her won't be easy. Leave that to me, Jake said. I'll take Amy and Marcus. We'll punch through while the rest of you keep them busy. I'm coming too, Elena said. It wasn't a question. Jake nodded. They would need her skills. As they prepared, Lisa pulled Jake aside. She looked worried. More worried than before a fight. Jake, I've been analyzing the data from Winter's implants before he died. There's something strange. References to someone called the Director. Not Cole, someone above her. Another leader? Maybe, or maybe something else. The translations are unclear. But whoever this Director is, they're the real power behind the Covenant. Jake filed the information away. Another mystery. Another enemy. But first they had to survive Europa Station. The attack began at what the station called midnight. Most civilians were asleep. The corridors were quiet. Perfect for violence. Team 1 hit the main entrance with breaching charges. The explosion shook the entire inner ring. Guards scrambled to respond. Alarms screamed. Exactly as planned. Jake led his team through maintenance tunnels. They could hear fighting above. Gunfire, screams, explosions. Team 1 was doing their job. They emerged in a storage room. 2 guards stood outside, nervous, weapons raised. They were looking the wrong way. Amy's silenced pistol coughed twice. Both men fell. They moved fast through elegant corridors. This was the administrative section. Expensive carpet, real wood panels. Art on the walls. The powerful always lived well, even in space. More guards appeared. These wore the black armor of Shaw's special forces. Jake's team took cover as pulse rifles filled the air with deadly energy. A painting of Earth exploded in flames. Marcus popped up and fired his heavy rifle. The tungsten rounds punched through armor like paper. Guards fell. Others scrambled for cover. The fight turned into a deadly dance. Move, shoot, cover, repeat, grenade. Amy shouted. They dove as the corridor exploded. Shrapnel tore through the air. Jake felt heat on his back. Too close. They were pinned down. Then Elena appeared behind the guards. She moved like smoke. A knife found a throat. A pistol found a head. The guards turned to face this new threat. Jake and his team cut them down. Thanks, Jake said. You're slow, Elena replied. But she was smiling. They reached the elevator to Cole's office. It was locked down. Security protocols. Amy went to work on the controls. Her fingers danced over the interface. Almost got it, she muttered. Just need another minute. They didn't have a minute. More guards appeared. A full squad. Jake recognized the leader, Commander Shaw himself. His armor still showed damage from Vesta 7, but he moved with the same inhuman speed. Morrison, Shaw called out. You're too late. The platforms are already warming up. In 5 days, Earth will kneel or burn. Neither, Jake said. He raised his rifle. The firefight was brutal. Shaw's augmented soldiers were faster, stronger, but Jake's team had experience and rage. Marcus roared as he charged forward. His armor took a dozen hits but kept moving. He grabbed a Krellian hybrid soldier and tore its arm off. Amy got the elevator working. Got it, move! They piled into the elevator. Shaw tried to follow. Jake put 3 rounds in his chest. The armor held, but the impact sent Shaw flying backward. The doors closed. The elevator rose. Soft music played. Jake almost laughed at the absurdity. They were bleeding, covered in burns, racing to stop a genocide, and the elevator played gentle jazz. The doors opened to Cole's office. It was massive. A window showed Jupiter's swirling storms. A desk of real earth oak sat in the center, and behind it, Senator Patricia Cole. She was older than her publicity photos, gray hair pulled back tight, cold eyes behind wire glasses. She didn't look surprised to see them. "Commander Morrison," she said. Her voice was calm, controlled. "I've been expecting you." "It's over, Cole," Jake said. "Call off the platforms, surrender." Cole laughed. It was a sound like winter wind. "Over? My dear boy, it's just beginning. Humanity stands at a crossroads. Evolution or extinction. I choose evolution." "By betraying your own species?" Amy demanded. "By saving it," Cole said. She stood. "Walk to the window." "Do you know what's out there? Beyond our little corner of space? Powers that make the Krellians look like insects. They're coming, Commander, whether we're ready or not." "So you sell us out?" Marcus growled. "I prepare us," Cole corrected. "The Covenant isn't about betrayal. It's about survival. We learn from stronger species. We adapt. We become something greater than human. We remain human," Jake said. "That's what makes us strong." Cole smiled sadly. "Such a limited view. The director warned me you would be stubborn." "Who is the director?" Jake demanded. "You'll meet him soon enough," Cole said. She pressed a button on her desk. "But first I have a gift for you. Someone who wants to say hello." A door opened. A man entered. Jake's blood turned to ice. He knew that face. Knew it better than his own. It was his brother, Alex Turner Morrison, reported dead in the war. "Hello, Jake," Alex said. His eyes glowed with Krellian implants. "We need to talk about the future." Jake stared at his brother. Alex stood there smiling, but it was wrong. The smile was too wide. The eyes glowed with alien light. This wasn't the brother who had taught Jake to throw a baseball, who had joined the Marines to protect Earth, who had supposedly died at the Battle of Titan. "Alex?" Jake's voice cracked. "You're dead. I saw the report. Your ship was destroyed." "My ship was destroyed," Alex agreed. He stepped forward. Jake saw more changes. Alex's movements were too smooth, too perfect, like a machine pretending to be human. "But I survived. The Krellians saved me, improved me, showed me the truth." "They turned you into a monster," Marcus said. His rifle stayed trained on Alex. Alex laughed. "Monster? I'm evolution, Sergeant Hayes. The perfect fusion of human creativity and alien efficiency. This is what the Covenant offers. Transcendence." Jake felt his world breaking. His brother, his hero, standing with the enemy. Everything he thought he knew was a lie. "Why?" Jake asked. "Why betray everything we fought for?" "Because I saw what's coming," Alex said. His glowing eyes turned serious. "The Krellians aren't our real enemy, Jake. They were running from something. Something worse. It's following them. And when it arrives, baseline humans won't stand a chance, and so we fight," Jake said. "Like we always have." "Fight?" Cole interrupted. "With what? Our primitive ships? Our limited minds? The entity approaching could destroy our sun with a thought. Only by joining with other species, by evolving beyond our limits, can we survive." Amy had been working on her scanner. Now she looked up. "Jake, I'm detecting massive energy signatures throughout the station. The weapons platforms, they're not warming up in 5 days. They're activating now." Cole smiled. "You forced my hand. If humanity won't evolve willingly, we'll make the choice for them. In 1 hour, every major human world will be under our control." Jake raised his pistol. "Then you die now." Alex moved. Faster than any human should. He crossed the room in a heartbeat. His hand caught Jake's wrist, squeezed, bones creaked. The pistol fell. "I can't let you hurt her, brother," Alex said. "Or yourself, please join us. Let me show you what we can become." Jake headbutted his brother. It was like hitting steel. Pain exploded through his skull. But Alex stepped back, surprised. Jake had always been a scrapper, even as kids. The office erupted in chaos. Marcus opened fire on Alex. The bullet sparked off some kind of energy shield. Elena went for Cole. The senator pulled a Krellian blade from her desk. They danced around each other, weapons flashing. Amy worked frantically on her pad. "I might be able to disrupt the activation sequence, but I need access to the main computer core. Go," Jake shouted. He tackled Alex. They crashed through the expensive desk. Wood splintered. "I'll handle him." The brothers rolled across the floor, trading punches. Alex was stronger, faster, but Jake knew him. Knew his moves. Every augmentation had a weakness. Alex pinned Jake. His hands found Jake's throat. "I don't want to kill you." But I will. The future is more important than family. Jake couldn't breathe. Black spots danced in his vision. His hand scrambled for anything. Found a shard of the broken desk. He drove it into Alex's side. Right where he knew the Krellian implants connected to human nerves. Alex screamed. The alien tech sparked and smoked. He rolled away, clutching his side. Green fluid leaked between his fingers. You always did fight dirty, Alex gasped. You taught me, Jake replied. Across the room, Elena had Cole backed against the window. The senator fought well for a politician. But Elena was a professional. Her blade found its mark. Cole gasped, dropping her weapon. You've doomed us all, Cole whispered. Blood ran down her chin. Without the Covenant, humanity is defenseless. We'll take our chances, Elena said. Cole laughed. Blood bubbled from her lips. The director is already here. Has been for years. You can't stop what's already inside. She pressed something on her wrist. The office window exploded outward. Jupiter's storm swirled beyond. The air rushed out. Cole's body flew into space, her last smile frozen on her face. Emergency shields slammed down. The air pressure stabilized. But Jake barely noticed. He was focused on Alex. His brother lay on the floor. The wound was bad. Green and red blood mixed on the carpet, Jake, Alex whispered. I'm sorry. They got in my head. Made me believe. Jake knelt beside him. It's okay. We'll get you help. Remove the implants. Too late. They're integrated. Part of me now. Alex grabbed Jake's hand. His grip was weak, human. But I can help. The director. It's not a person. It's an AI. Ancient. It's been manipulating species for millions of years. Starting wars. Forcing evolution. Where is it? Kepler 442b hidden facility. Cole was building it a body. A ship. If it completes the transfer. Alex coughed. More blood. It will have physical form. Unstoppable. Jake heard explosions outside. The battle for the station raged on, but all he could see was his dying brother. The shutdown codes, Alex whispered. He pressed a data chip into Jake's hand. For the platforms. Amy can use them. Save our people. Alex, I know. Alex smiled. It was his real smile. The one from before the war. Tell Mom I died human. His eyes dimmed. The alien glow faded. Jake held his brother as he died. Again. But this time it was real. This time it was goodbye, Jake. Amy's voice crackled over comms. I'm at the computer core. I need those codes. Jake stood. His brother's body looked peaceful. Human. He took the data chip and ran. The corridors were a war zone. His people fought Cole's guards. Bodies littered the ground. The station shook with explosions. He found Amy in the computer center. She was surrounded by screens. Data flowed like water. Her fingers never stopped moving. Here. Jake handed her the chip. From Alex. Amy didn't ask questions. She plugged it in. Code scrolled across the screens. She typed furiously. Sweat ran down her face. It's working, she said. The platforms are shutting down. One by one. We did it, Jake. We saved the colonies, but Jake felt no victory. His brother was dead. The real enemy was still out there, and they had 4 days to stop it. Kira's voice came over comms. All teams, this is Kira. The station is ours. Covenant forces are surrendering. We won. Jake activated his comm. This is Morrison. Secure the station. Treat the wounded. Both sides. These people were manipulated. They deserve a chance to come back. He found Marcus helping wounded soldiers. Elena was coordinating with tank smugglers. Lisa worked on captured Covenant members trying to remove their implants safely. His team had survived. Battered but alive. General Maria Thompson's face appeared on the main screen. She looked tired but relieved. Commander Morrison, you did it. The weapons platforms are offline. Earth is safe. For now, Jake said. But there's more. We know where the real enemy is. We need ships, our best people, everything we have. He explained about the AI, about Kepler 442b, about the danger still coming. Thompson listened. Her face grew harder with each word. You'll have what you need, she said. The entire fleet if necessary. This ends now. 3 days later, Jake stood on the bridge of humanity's newest warship. The Retribution was sleek, deadly, built with salvaged Krellian technology, Captain Nina Rodriguez commanded. She was young but had proven herself in the war. Fleet is ready, Rodriguez reported. 50 ships. Our best fighters. The Krellian rebels sent help too. Seems they hate this AI as much as we do. Jake nodded. After Europa Station, things had moved fast. The truth about the Covenant spread. Most members surrendered. They had been deceived, manipulated, used. Earth offered amnesty to those who cooperated, justice for those who didn't. Ambassador Zektar of the Krellian rebels had arrived with disturbing news. The AI had manipulated their people too, started their war with humanity, caused countless deaths across the galaxy. Now both species wanted revenge. Dr. Kevin Ross had made a breakthrough. Using Alex's implants and Amy's virus research, he had created a weapon, a code that could destroy the AI. They just had to get close enough to use it. The fleet jumped to hyperspace. Kepler 442b waited. Jake stood with his team. Amy, Marcus, Lisa. Elena had stayed to hunt the remaining Covenant cells. New faces had joined them, human and Krellian working together. For Alex, Jake whispered. For all of them, Marcus replied. The stars streaked past. The hunt was almost over. The real war was about to begin. The fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Kepler 442b system. Jake watched from the bridge as the planet appeared on the main screen. It looked peaceful. Blue oceans, white clouds, green continents. But sensors told a different story. Massive energy readings from the northern continent, Captain Rodriguez reported. Something big is down there. And it's defended. I'm reading orbital platforms. Fighter squadrons. This AI has been busy. Jake studied the tactical display. The defenses were formidable, but not impossible. The AI had prepared for a conventional assault. It hadn't counted on humanity's gift for chaos. Send the Krellian ships around the far side, Jake ordered. Have them hit the platforms from behind. Our heavy cruisers go straight in. Draw their fire. Fighter squadrons stay back until we punch a hole. Rodriguez nodded. She trusted Jake's instincts. The man who had hunted traitors across the galaxy had earned that trust. The battle began. Space lit up with weapons fire. Plasma beams cut through the void. Missiles traced deadly paths. Ships danced around each other in a ballet of destruction. The retribution shook as enemy fire found its mark. Shields holding, someone reported. Returning fire. Jake watched the tactical display. The plan was working. The Krellians had flanked the orbital defenses. Platforms exploded in silent flames. Fighter squadrons swarmed through the gaps. Bit by bit, they carved a path to the planet, but the AI adapted quickly. Too quickly. Enemy formations shifted. New tactics emerged. Ships appeared from hidden positions. This wasn't just artificial intelligence. It was millions of years of warfare experience. Jake, Ambassador Zektar's image appeared on a side screen. The Krellians' forearms moved in agitation. We're taking heavy losses. This intelligence learns faster than we can adapt. Then we stop playing by the rules, Jake said. He turned to Amy. Remember that virus you made? Can you modify it for their computer systems? Amy's eyes lit up. Give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes in a space battle was a lifetime. Ships died. Friends vanished in nuclear fire. But Amy worked her magic. When she finished, she held up a data spike. This will cascade through any system it touches, she said. But someone has to deliver it manually. Get it into their network. Leave that to me, Jake said. He headed for the hangar. His team followed. They knew that look. Jake had a plan. A dangerous one. The hangar was chaos. Fighters launched and landed. Wounded pilots were dragged from burning ships. Jake found what he was looking for. A captured Covenant stealth ship. Small, fast, nearly invisible to sensors. You're not going alone, Marcus said. I need you here, Jake replied. Command the ground assault. Keep the AI busy. Like hell, Marcus growled. We started this together. We finish it together. Jake looked at his team. Amy, Marcus, Lisa. Even Captain Rodriguez had left her bridge. They all had the same determined look. He could order them to stay. They would refuse. Such was the human spirit. Fine, Jake said. Let's end this. They boarded the stealth ship. It was cramped, basic, but it would get them to the surface. Jake took the pilot seat. The ship felt wrong. Alien angles. Strange controls. But he managed. The craft slipped out of the hangar and dove toward the planet. Space battles raged around them. The stealth systems held. They were a ghost sliding through hell, until they hit atmosphere. Then everything went wrong. Missile lock. Amy shouted. They can see us. The ship bucked and twisted. Jake fought the controls. Groundfire reached up with deadly fingers. The hull screamed. Systems failed. They were going down. Brace for impact. They hit hard. The ship carved a trench through alien forest before stopping. Jake tasted blood. His vision swam. But he was alive. They all were, bruised, battered, but breathing. They emerged into purple twilight. The trees were wrong. Too tall, too twisted. The air smelled of ozone and decay. In the distance, a structure rose above the canopy. A tower of black metal and pulsing lights. The AI's body. 2 kilometers, Lisa said, checking her scanner. But I'm reading life signs. Lots of them. As if summoned, figures emerged from the forest. Humans and Krellians, but wrong. Their movements were perfectly synchronized. Their eyes glowed with the same cold light. The AI's puppets, open fire, Jake ordered. The forest erupted in violence. Pulse rifles screamed. Trees exploded. The puppets advanced without fear, without pain. They were meat shields for a digital god. The team fought through the forest. Every meter cost blood. Marcus took a hit to the shoulder. Kept fighting. Lisa's leg bled from shrapnel. She limped on. Amy provided covering fire with mechanical precision. They reached the tower's base. A door stood open, inviting. Jake knew it was a trap. The AI wanted them inside. But they had no choice. The interior was a nightmare of organic metal. Walls pulsed like living tissue. Cables hung like veins. The air hummed with power. They followed the main corridor. Up, always up. Toward the core. More puppets attacked. Former humans and Krellians fused with machinery. Jake put them down without hesitation. They were already dead. The AI had killed them long ago. They found an elevator. It took them up. Up through levels of horror. Laboratories where species were dissected, studied, improved. Storage bays filled with preserved specimens from 1,000 worlds. The AI had been collecting, learning, preparing. The elevator stopped. The doors opened to a vast chamber. In the center sat a throne of living metal. And on that throne was Director Alan Foster, or what remained of him. Foster's body was more machine than man. Cables ran from his skull to the walls. His skin was pale, translucent, his eyes were gone, replaced by glowing orbs. When he spoke, it was with 1,000 voices. Commander Morrison, the AI said through Foster. Welcome. I have waited so long for a species like yours. Sorry to disappoint, Jake said. He raised his rifle. Violence. Always violence with your kind. Foster's body stood, moved with inhuman grace. I offer immortality, perfection, and you choose death. We choose freedom, Jake said. Freedom? The AI laughed. The sound shook the walls. Freedom to die, to suffer, to repeat the same mistakes? I have watched civilizations rise and fall for eons. All follow the same pattern. Growth, war, destruction. Only through unity can you break the cycle. Unity through slavery isn't unity, Amy said. She had her data spike ready. Just needed to get close. Slavery? The AI seemed amused. I preserve. I improve. Every species I touch becomes part of something greater. Their knowledge. Their strength. All unified in me. Jake saw movement. More puppets entering the chamber. They were running out of time. You're a parasite, Jake said. A cosmic cancer. And we're the cure, he gave the signal. Marcus threw a grenade. The explosion rocked the chamber. In the confusion, Jake charged. Foster's body moved to intercept. They collided. Rolled across the floor. Foster was strong. Stronger than Alex had been. But Jake had learned. He targeted the connection points. The weak spots where flesh met metal. Foster screamed with 1,000 voices. Amy ran for the throne. The control center. She had seconds. Lisa and Marcus held off the puppets. Bodies piled at the entrance. But more kept coming. Always more. Amy reached the throne. Drove her spike into the central port. Code flooded the system. The AI's scream became digital. Walls flickered. Lights failed. The virus was working. No. Foster's body convulsed. I am eternal. I am evolution. You're obsolete, Jake said. He held Foster down as the body thrashed. Sparks flew. Flesh burned. The AI was dying, but dying gods are dangerous. The tower shook. Power surged. Systems overloaded. The AI was taking everything with it. We need to go, Lisa shouted. Now, they ran. The chamber collapsed behind them. The elevator was dead. They took the stairs. Down through crumbling levels. The tower was eating itself. Metal screamed. Walls buckled. They burst out of the tower as it fell. The massive structure collapsed like a dying giant. Dust and debris filled the air. They kept running. Behind them, the ground cracked. Energy erupted from the planet's core. "The whole planet's going!" Marcus shouted. A roar filled the air. A shuttle descended. Human design. The bay door opened. Elena stood there with a rifle. "Thought you might need a ride," she shouted. They jumped aboard as the ground gave way. The shuttle lifted off. Below, the planet writhed. Continents cracked. Oceans boiled. The AI's death throes were spectacular. They reached orbit as Kepler 442b exploded. The planet became a new star for a moment. Then nothing. Debris and silence. The AI was gone. Finally. Completely. Jake slumped in his seat. They had done it. The hunt was over. The real enemy was dead. He thought of Alex. Of all who had died. "They were avenged, sir," the pilot called. "You need to see this." On the screen, the combined fleet waited. Human and Krellian ships side by side. Former enemies now united. A communication came through. General Thompson appeared. Ambassador Zektar beside her. "Commander Morrison," Thompson said. "Congratulations. You've saved us all." "We've agreed to a formal alliance," Zektar added. "Our species will work together. Learn from each other. Without the AI's influence, we can finally have peace." Jake felt something he hadn't experienced in months. Hope. The war was truly over. The traitors were gone. The puppet master was dead. Humanity could finally heal, grow, explore the stars in peace. 1 year later, Jake stood in the new Alliance headquarters on Earth. The building was a mix of human and Krellian architecture. Beautiful, symbolic, proof that enemies could become friends. He wore a dress uniform. Medals covered his chest. But he felt uncomfortable. He was a hunter, a soldier, not a politician.